The SAT tried to accomplish its commitment, Your Honor. However, due to third-party validations which were delayed in their submissions, Your Honor.
Dito ako, nagdududa na ako sa inyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
May higit isang buwan. Hanggang ngayon wala pa. O ba't tayo na talaga mag-submit dito?
Regarding the draft memorandum, Your Honor, it's still being reviewed by our...
That was also what you stated last hearing. Kaya nga pinapasubmit sa inyo kasi sabi mo under review. Ngayon under review pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, anong yes, Your Honor?
Now, what was the basis of you giving us timelines? Tapos ngayon sasabihin ninyo, hindi nyo kontrolado. Bakit kayo nagbibigay pa ng timeline nung una?
Recalling the situation that time, Your Honor, I was a bit confused and pressured to give the timeline. But Sean on audit, we will try our best. Which in such a manner, you always say your best may not be enough as our best, but in our case, we will promise again.
Pasensya din po just in case na mag-file kami ng kaso. Pag walang kaso ang PGC dahil sa inyo, kayo may kaso dun sa committee report namin. Pasensyahan po tayo. Include bank.
I am with the Central Office, Your Honor, Fraud Audit Office.
Central Office.
Yes, Your Honor.
Could you explain to me, bakit po hindi nyo kayang may submit yung inyong report on your promised date and time?
Mr. Chair, according to the special audit teams, they were faced with several issues, Your Honor. First was the delay in the submission of the third-party validations. And there were also days that due to the typhoon, they were not able to report to work, Your Honor. And also, Your Honor, due to the voluminous records pertaining to especially to the fraud audit, financial assistance audit, Your Honor, there were voluminous records they have to examine, Your Honor.
I-divide natin po yung kung saan nanggaling yung delay. Sa Provincial Government of Cagayan or sa COA? Saan nanggagaling ang delay? Sa Provincial Government of Cagayan because of their compliances or galing sa COA mismo sa ayaw ninyong gumalaw? Saan po nanggagaling? Inaantay ko po yung sagot ninyo.
Mr. Chair, according to our records, the special audit teams transmitted their audit highlights.
Hindi po yun ang tanong ko.
On August 7, Your Honor. But
you're answering my question inappropriately. Saan po kasi sinabi nyo maraming cost na delay. Ang tanong ko po, sinundan ko po yung sagot po ninyo. Saan po nanggagaling yung cost ng delay? Sa COA or sa Provincial Government of Cagayan?
Mr. Chair, from the special audit team, we accept that we were remiss on some of the... We were delayed, Your Honor.
Pakiulit mo, pakilakasan mo.
But according to the SAT, Your Honor, they were trying their best to accomplish, Your Honor.
Section 11 of our rules. And you know what that is? It's the power of contempt. Hindi po ako nagbibiro. Kasi kanina ko pa naririnig yung mga tanong ng mga kasamahan ko eh. Para bang kawawa kami rito na humihingi sa inyo ng resulta eh. Samantalang trabaho po ninyo yun. Now, you answer my question. Otherwise, I will use that as a reason for me to move to cite you in contempt for not answering my questions.
Your Honor, according to the SAT, Your Honor, it was due to several factors, Your Honor.
Sinabi mo na yan kanina. Now, which factors belong to the provincial government of Cagayan and which factors belong to your office? Ayun lang po ang katanungan ko eh. Sagutin nyo lang po. Di ba?
Yes,
Bakit
Yes, Your
hindi nyo
Honor.
masabi kung meron kayong diferensya? Napakahirap bang tanggapin na kayo po ay may mali? O may pagkukulang?
we accept that.
Hindi sabihin po ninyo
Yes,
in
Your
public
Honor.
para malaman ng tao. Kasi parang kami patuloy ang nagkukulang eh.
Koa, please answer directly the query of Chairman
Yes,
Akop.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we accept that maybe the SAT was part of the delay, Your Honor.
So, kasama po kayo doon sa delay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ngayon, sinabi po nyo kanina na yung provincial government of Cagayan ay hindi po nagsasubmit on time ng mga requirements po ninyo.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ibig nyo sabihin yung provincial government of Cagayan hindi po takot sa COA? Samantalang kami rito, takot na takot pag inimbestigahan ninyo eh. Sige nga. Sagutin nyo po ako. Eh kung binibigyan nyo kami ng notice para mag-explain, nag-i-explain po kami kaagad eh. Why is it that you cannot force the provincial government of Cagayan to submit your required documents?
Koa, please answer the query.
Your Honor, may I request for the team leader to directly answer your question, Your Honor?
Before I recognize the team leader, please state who are those members of that fraud audit team. Kakasuhan ko kayo. Pag-state, sino-sino yon?
Your Honor, from our office
You're the most senior?
Yes, Your Honor, the team supervisor is Auditor Reyna Afos, Your Honor.
Reyna Acos, then the members.
The members are Team Leader Realin Mauricio, Your Honor, and co-TL is Deborah Araujo, Your Honor, and several team members, Your Honor.
Who are those several team members?
From the team members, Your Honor, we have Joannes Taginod, Elaine Pascual, Marvin De Guzman, Emily Pajarillo, Angel Rose de la Cruz, and Ariane Velasquez, Your Honor. This is the office order, Your Honor, for the financial assistance.
Oh,
Audit,
yung sa
Your Honor.
Bombo.
For the Bombo Radio audit, Your Honor, the team leader is Attorney Kim Mengiso, and team members are Leia Sins Garcia, Your Honor,
Sino pa?
and Josilac Maghuyop, Your
Dalawa
Honor.
lang.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, different team yan.
A separate team, Your Honor, was created for the
Okay,
Bombo Radio.
so, you want to answer yung team leader? Doon sa tanong Chairman Akop, please. The team leader, please occupy the seat and answer the query of Chairman Akop.
They are already here, Your Honor.
Please, answer the query of Chairman Akop. Oh, ba't nagtuturuan kayo? Dalawa kayong team leader? Sinong team leader? Oh, who's the team leader?
Attorney Kim, Your Honor.
Attorney
Mengiso
Kim, you
for
answer the
Bombo
query of
Radio.
Chairman Akop.
As regards the delay, Chairman Akop, it's
Have you taken your oath?
not yet.
Have you
Your Honor.
not yet? Oh, please, all those COA representative to take their oath. Comsec, please administer the oath of the COA representative.
Stand up and for this committee. So help you God.
Please take your seat. Please proceed. Kasi isang taon na tayo dito sa COA fraud audit na yan. Please proceed.
Okay, as to the first to the delay, it's a combination of different circumstances. It's not just that the PGC is in delay. We also confirmed with other government agencies such as the Land Bank, the NTA, the DBM, the Bureau of Treasury, the COMELEC, and NTA po. And,
Attorney, pag tinanong kita, attorney, baka magka-problema kapag pinasabit ko when all those documents was submitted to your office, duly received.
Yes, Chair.
You mentioned a lot of agencies. Please submit to this committee all those documents being required to you by those agencies you mentioned. Receive copy, ha? Huwag na tayo dito. Kanina may bagyo pa kayo. Hindi naman araw-araw bumabagyo, hindi buwan-buwan bumabagyo. Di ba? One of your reasons that was stated by your senior officer dahil sa bagyo. Can you submit that? Miss, attorney.
Yes, Your Honor. We have the excerpt of documents and
You can submit it?
I will seek the permission of our team supervisor.
Hindi. Sino yung team, team leader? I thought you're the team leader.
For the two teams, we have 3 team leaders.
Ikaw, team leader ka rin?
For Bombo Radio Audit.
For Bombo Radio.
And also ako.
Yung sa Bombo Radio, tama ba yung sinasabi mo na lahat na yung mga mentioned agencies ang kailangan nyo? That includes the COMELEC? Doon sa audit sa Bombo?
No, Your Honor. That's for the financial audit.
Why you are answering for on behalf of the PGC audit?
I am
sa
also,
Bombo ka lang naman.
Yes, Your Honor.
You should not answer that.
I am also a co-team leader of the financial
team leader
audit
ka rin.
team. Yes.
So you can submit those documents.
Mr. Chair, as of now, Your Honor, since the fraud audit report is not yet final, we cannot submit the audit working papers, Your Honor.
But you mentioned na yun yung reason. Now, you submit it to the committee. Kasi gusto ko lang i-validate when was that document was submitted to your office. Baka ibalik ko sa COMELEC. Hindi kayo nag-require. Tapos ginagawa yung reason ang COMELEC. Attorney, did the COA ask for that document from your office?
Mr. Chair, I have not received, at least my office have not yet received any request from COA.
Saan kayo nag-request ng Saan kayo nag-request? Attorney?
We have requested
Attorney,
from the...
Sorry?
We have requested from the Commission Secretariat. Your Honor, we can provide the dates when we requested the documents. Because the audit is still ongoing, we cannot provide the documents that they have submitted. But we can provide the dates when these documents were submitted.
Madam, sandali po. Kasi kung dates lang, wala rin yan. You provide us kahit yung cover letter lang. In your request and the reply of the agencies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ulitin natin anong mga agencies para isa-isa. Anong mga agency?
The DBM, the Bureau of Treasury, COMELEC, National Tobacco Administration, the Bureau of Treasury, the Land Bank of the Philippines.
Land Bank nandito, Land Bank. When was the time that you received a request letter coming from the COA?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Sir, I'm sorry, the present manager of Land Bank Capital Branch is not around. I'm retired.
Why is not around?
I understand my excuse later po, sir.
Comsec, please check the excuse letter of the branch manager of Land Bank. Prior engagement. So, for the past 1 month, kasi natapos tayo August 6 ata. Ngayon, September 16. O mag-isang buwan. Tapos nagkataon na may schedule siya. Eh, hindi ko ito tatapusin. Ipapadrap ko lang yung committee report. Mag-hearing tayo ulit. Mr. Chairman, sandali po. A show cause order should be issued to the branch manager of the land bank. So move. Chairman.
Mr. Chair?
Yes. Yes. Ikaw.
Per information from the tellers and the sample letter received in August 27, 2024, we already forwarded our reply to COA. Doon sa letter nila.
August 2024?
August 27.
2024, bago lang?
Yes, sir. Bago lang yata yung letter din nila sa amin. Ito po yung reply na.
Sandali, ano yan, letter? Reply to the letter or submission of documents being required to your office?
Audit query memorandum po yung ginawa dito.
Oh.
Marami po yung document.
COA. Oh, patawa-tawa ka dyan, attorney. August 27 daw. Audit query pa lang.
Addition lang interjection lang, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
That is what, you know why it's an issue for us? Because COA, let me get this clear, COA committed to give us a copy of the report on August 20, 2024. Yet August 27, wala pa pala yung documents galing from Land Bank na nire-request nyo. How can you commit to submit to us a report if at that time, hindi nyo pa natanong si Land Bank sa documents that you wanted from them eh? Who made that commitment to us last meeting? Ikaw yung ma'am, di ba? What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Reyna Afos, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. I remember that you made that commitment the last hearing that we had. And I'm making it an issue because how could you have made a commitment na hindi pa pala na-request si Land Bank ng documents about the issues that you're investigating, di ba? How can you complete an audit if wala pa sa inyo yung dokumento na yun? Hindi nyo pa na pala nahingi from Land Bank, di ba? And you made that commitment before this committee po. That is why for me it is an issue. How could you make a commitment na ganun na wala pa pala, hindi pa pala gumagalaw yung investigasyon ninyo?
Thank you, Chairman. Anyway, before we proceed, let me acknowledge the presence of the guest of DSG Sofonias Gabonada Jr., si Sir Punyong from the UP NCPAG. Nandito po sila, nag-observe. Welcome to the Committee on Public Accounts. Good afternoon po. Please be seated.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Chairman Akop.
What? Tama po ba yung observation ni Chairman Flores?
Mr. Chair, first, we would like to make a correction.
Sagutin mo muna ako. Yes. Hindi ko naman hinihingi yung correction mo, iho eh. Ang tanong ko, tama ba yung observation ni Chairman Flores?
Yes,
tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor, we accept that.
Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Alam mo, I have a conclusion already that COA is causing deliberately undue delay insofar as your report is concerned. And when you commit undue delay, you are committing disrespect towards this committee. Di ba? Kasi niloloko nyo na po kami eh. Kung tama yung observation ni Honorable or Chairman Flores. Di ba? There's a deliberate delay on your part already. For reasons we do not know. Kasi hindi nyo nga ma-explain eh. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Huh?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, tama. There's a deliberate delay insofar as the submission of your audit report is concerned.
Your Honor, the SAT was not consciously deliberate, Your Honor. because maybe
Lapit yung mikropono.
Your Honor, the SAT did not deliberately make cause the delay, Your Honor. Maybe due to the confluence of events, Your Honor, and submission of documents. That's why we would like to make a correction, Your Honor, that the resource person from Land Bank may be pertaining to a different document because the SAT did not submit an audit query, Your Honor. Maybe she is referring to a different audit because according to our records, that was not the date of submission, Your Honor.
Oh, when was that? Kung mali, kailan? September tayo. Nagsimula. Isang taon na. Oh. Land Bank pa lang tinatanong natin na agency, hindi niya masagot-sagot. Oh. When was that?
The last transmittal from Land Bank was August 19, 2024.
Oh. The August 19, 2024, you committed to us August 20. Sige nga, kung hindi tayo naglulukuhan dito. Di ba? Ang commitment nyo is August 20 for Bombo Radio na audit. Tapos, August 19 yung date. O di naglulukuhan tayo dito, yung last commitment nyo is August 20. Oh, what can you say?
As to the audit of Bombo Radio transactions, the audit highlights was released to the provincial government of Cagayan last August 7, 2024. And they were given under procedure on fraud audit to submit their answers or written comments after 15 working days. So at
15 working days, August 7. So 15 working days. Walagay mo 20. So August 27 dapat 28. Nakapag-reply na. Tama?
The 15 working days was due on September 2, 2024. However, they requested for an extension, so we granted them 5 working days to submit.
September 9.
Yes, Chair. They requested for 15 working days extension to submit their written comments. 15 working days to submit. We granted them only 5 days.
September 9.
September 9 from September 2.
60 na ngayon.
Yes.
O saan yung report nyo?
Yes, Your Honor. We received their written comments last September 9 at 7 p.m. already.
O whatever.
Yes.
Oh, so?
So that was September 9. September 13, Your Honor, the special audit team submitted the draft audit report for review of our director, Your Honor.
Director nyo. Tapos aakyat pa yan sa proper. O, yun yung sistema nyo dyan. May problema kayo.
Mr. Chair.
1 year in the making. Hindi pa nga eh. More than a year in the making kayo. Simpleng audit lang for Bombo Radio. Napakaliit amount yun.
Your Honor, the office order for Bombo Radio audit was released last February 5, 2024.
All the more, may problema kayo kasi February 5, sabi mo, yung office order. How about the provincial government? September yun, di ba?
For the audit of Bombo Radio transactions,
No. Yung Bombo Radio is February, sabi mo. Pero yung PGC, that was September last year.
Yes.
Di may problema kayo.
Mr. Chair. Sure. Ma'am, who made that commitment nga again? Sorry, what's your name again? I'm sorry.
Sir Reyna Afos po.
Yeah, I think the problem is coming from the fact that you made that commitment on this particular date. And I understand that siguro mali yung computations mo, or there were intervening factors like the extension of time that was requested by the other entities, no, that are being questioned. But the thing is, dapat siguro we should be more careful in making commitments, especially to committees like this po, because we expect it to be submitted at a time that you committed to submit it, no? So I hope you understand why we're making it an issue po, no? So next time po, I hope na you would also refrain from making commitments like that, especially if there are going to be factors that will intervene in the siguro actual submission of that particular report po.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, sir.
Yes, and then second po, wala bang coercive power si COA to, compel an agency being asked to submit it within a particular period?
We only have the subpoena.
A subpoena?
Only.
Okay. Pero you said kanina, or one of you said that some of the delays can also be attributed to the provincial government. Hindi ba natin ginamit itong powers ng COA to compel them to submit it in a more timely fashion?
We did. We issued subpoena to each and everyone who are required to submit documents.
Now, lastly po, we rely on COA to watch over the public funds, di ba?
Yes,
It is your responsibility to ensure that it's used properly, etc., etc. Tama po ba?
Yes, Your Honor, we have that by heart.
Yes. Now, ang amin lang naman is why would it take so long? No, na para matapos yung isang complaint na yan, no?
We also would want all these things to be finished as much as possible.
Okay, can you also include na lang in your report your recommendations on what can be done to ensure that COA can act faster, kaya what laws should be amended ba, para at least mas mabilis po yung natin, yung output natin, because we rely on COA, no?
Yes, Your
To
Honor.
do all these things. Now, question, who will supervise COA if COA is not doing its job properly? Diba, you're a constitutional body, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So wala nang nagbabantay sa inyo.
The people watch us.
Di ba?
Yes.
And the people have been waiting for this report.
Yes, Your Honor.
Di ba? Matagal na
We
to.
seek for your indulgence. We would like to, as much as possible, present to you, to the body, the best report that we can, if you will give us that indulgence, because our report will also be submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman, where we have to prove our evidence.
Yes, and I'm sure we want to be fair and we want to follow all the due process requirements. Tama
Yes.
po yan, no? But again, it is a matter of, siguro for me, I would say national interest no? Na no other local government units can abuse, no, the people's money for election purposes in the next elections and the coming elections pa po. That's why minamadali namin to Kasi ayaw namin na mangyari ulit in any other government, any local government unit ang nangyari sa probinsya po ng Cagayan.
Yes, we have that by heart also, sir.
Same request is also going to COMELEC, because until now there are still pending cases with COMELEC arising from 2022 cases po, no? So you're both constitutional bodies, and no one is actually parang forcing you to come up with resolutions as fast as possible para ma-avoid po yung repetition of acts like this po.
Yes.
Both
Your
COA
Honor.
and COMELEC po.
Yes, Your Honor. We will propose the suggested amendments to our rules, especially the
Please do
shortening,
po, please do, kasi
the shortening of times.
we want to ensure na it's not only fair but it's also speedy po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Any more from the members? Chairman Akop, please proceed.
Mr. Chair, can I speak my mind out? Alam po ninyo, COA, sa pagdidelay ninyo, hindi tuloy makagawa ng committee report yung aming committee para magre-recommend ng filing of cases. Kasi under the law, I do not know if COMELEC will agree with me. pag na-file yung kaso at nagdesisyon yung ombudsman na may perpetual disqualification from public office before the filing, madi-disqualify siya. Tama po ba?
We have an admin proceedings against that, Your Honor. So we'll file, yes. Yes,
They
Mr.
are
Chair.
disqualified. Now, if the case is filed after the filing of the COCs, hindi siya madi-disqualify. Tama rin po ba?
Actually, pwede pong ma-disqualify pa kasi pwede pa siyang, hindi pa siya na proclaim as a winner. So prior to the proclamation, pwede pa po siya ma-filean ng disqualification case motu proprio by the COMELEC.
No. Kasi pag tinayin mo yung kaso doon sa ombudsman at the ombudsman would find cause na siya ay may kadagdag, anong tawag na natin doon sa penalty?
Accessory penalty. Accessory penalty.
Yes, accessory penalty, perpetual disqualification from public office.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. If the ombudsman would have decided on the case before the filing of the certificate of candidacy, disqualified na siya.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. But if the COC has been filed after the filing of the case, hindi na siya madi-disqualify. Pwede siyang tumakbo. Hindi po ba gano'n?
Ay, yeah, pwede pong tumakbo.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So gano'n ang nangyayari. Kasi bilang ang pag-iisip ko ay isang investigador, kayo, sinasadya nyo i-delay para hindi kami makapag-file ng kaso. Di ba? COA. At saka yung mga kinukunan nyo ng mga dokumento, just like Land Bank. Kaya nga sa susunod na pag ginawa namin yung committee report, i-recommend ko rin na isama yung Land Bank sa kaso. Kasi yun ang nakikita ko eh. Para bang sinasadyo nyo na ma-delay para hindi umabot sa ombudsman. Pag umabot sa ombudsman ng maaga at nagdesisyon yung ombudsman, pwedeng hindi tumakbo uli yung mga involved dito. Dahil madi-disqualify sila. Yun ang naglalaro sa aking kaisipan. Sinasabi ko lang, Mr. Chair, yung aking kaisipan bilang nag-iimbestiga. Kasi kitang-kita naman na mayroong talagang, ang tawag doon, inordinate delay sa inyong mga gawain. Kaya thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yun lang ang aking...
Thank you, Chairman Akop. Yes, Congressman Lara, please proceed.
Chair, dagdag ko lang. Lalo na nung mga nakaraang pagdinig dito, COA, di ba yung mga unang mga pagdinig, binabanggit ni Governor Mamba, noong mga panahon na yon, ito sigurado ako, kabisado na ni Director Olano to, yung video ni Mamba na lahat nababayaran, sabi niya. Baka pati kayo, yun ang iniisip niya na ganun, yun ang lumalabas nito. No? Kasi sa delay ng mga ganyan, not sinasabi niya lahat nababayaran. So sana naman, Mr. Chair, itong sa COA, banggitin ko lang, idagdag ko lang dun sa sinabi ni Chairman Akop na ang isang deterrent no na magkaroon ulit ng mga ganitong mga paglabag, 'di ba? Ang intention ko naman nung final ko ito, no, bukod sa bigyan ng hustisya yung paggamit ng pera ng probinsya ng Cagayan, no, ay yung hindi na uulitin pa itong mga ganitong pangyayari, hindi lamang sa probinsya ng Cagayan kundi sa buong Pilipinas, lalo na mag-e-eleksyon na naman. So one of the deterrent no na pwedeng hindi maulit ito ay kung may masampahang kaso. At yung pagsampa ng kaso, no, napaka-importante po sa COA yung report ninyo, no? Kasi kapag meron na yung report ninyo, kaya ako nga mismo na naghain po nitong investigasyong ito, di po ba sinasabi ko hanggat maaari, ito na sana ang panghuli as per commitment na galing sa inyo, COA. Kayo po yung nagsasabi ng lahat nito. Kaya sabi ko, nakiusap na nga ako kina chairman, no? Na kung hindi na natin makuha lahat dahil may cloak o nagtatago ang land bank, no, doon sa bank secrecy, di ba napag-usapan na natin from your report, doon na kami mag-move on para matapos na ito, team leader ng COA. Di ba ikaw na mismo, no? Galing sa bunganga niyo po ito, ma'am, na ikaw ay nagko-commit na isasubmit nyo ito, binilang nyo from the time na magre-respond ang PLGU. Kayo lahat nagsabi nito, no? Kaya kung hindi po natin gagawin ito at nakikita ng buong Pilipinas po ito, what will deter them again, no, to commit the same action sa susunod? Kasi katulad nito, naabutan na susunod na election, ma'am. Naabutan na, baka wala na mangyari dito, no? Bukod doon sa sinasabi natin na wala na rin mangyayari, kung sino man gagawa nito, matatapos din naman niya yung termino niya. Dahil isa na kayo, no? You are a part of it, a factor for the delay of the resolution of these cases. No, napaka-importante, COA, kaya sinasabi ko kanina kay Chairman, if I'll just put on record, Mr. Chair, na yung cause of delay, no, ay as your promise to deliver yung report, no, ng Bombo fraud report. Sabi niyo noon, very confident kayo magsabi, wala nang problema sa Bombo report kasi lahat. Kung maalala niyo yung Mr. Chair, sila nagsabi, you are very confident to utter those words of commitment, no, na August 20, ibibigay nyo kasi tapos na yung Bombo fraud report at naisubmit na, naisumiti na lahat. So kayo na ngayon ang nagbibigay ulit ng rason na kayo po ang nag-commit ng mga dates na sinasabi ninyo. So again, Mr. Chair, no, just on record, no, itong non-compliance ng COA sa agreed submission to the fraud audit reports is committed, causing undue delay. And surely I echo yung sentiment ni Chairman Acop. It is a disrespect to the committee, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Chairman Kit, you have something else to say? Please proceed.
No more, Mr. Chair.
Chairman Acop? Wala na, okay. May parting words na lang po. Tapos suspend na natin tong hearing na to. Anyway, COA, kayo, pangiting-iting kayo dyan. Pero alam nyo, kung walang kaso mai-file dahil delayed kayo before filing of candidacy, lahat kayo, i-recommend ko mag-file kami ng kaso against you. And that includes land bank. Magsusubukan tayo dito. And on the next hearing, since we don't need the presence of the provincial government employees.
May mga questions ako, Mr. Chair. No? Kung pwede ko na bang i-question
please
na
proceed.
lang? Kung ano?
Please proceed.
Para kung sakali na i-excuse na natin sila for kung wala na rin. Gusto ko lang, Mr. Chair, i-direct lang ito kay former administrator, provincial administrator, kay PA Darwin Sacrament. Yung mga issuance mo ng travel authority or order dun sa mga nag-distribute na binuo ng provincial government na task force, anong ground, on what basis ka nag-issue ng travel order?
The issuance of travel authority, Your Honor, emanates from the department concerned. So I cannot act on any travel authority without the request of the department concerned.
Okay, Mr. Chair, on that note, just to give you information, no, merong approved, no, na memorandum, no, signed by yung si Attorney Maria Rosario Mamba, then Chief of Staff of Governor Mamba, as authorized by Governor Mamba, no, na ito yung sa Oplan KKK, no. Naisumiti na ito nung previous mga pagdinig, Mr. Sacrament, no. Binabanggit ko lang ito kasi wala ka ng mga ibang pagdinig, no. Kaya ako lang tinatanong ito kasi nag-issue ka ng mga travel order, no. So maliwanag na ang basis mo is the authority, no, from the governor. Tama? Meron kang basis. Hindi ka naman mag-i-issue ng basis kung wala naman, ng travel authority kung wala yon. Tama ba ako doon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So doon kasi binanggit na ni Perlita Mabasa na nagbuo sila ng Oplan KKK team, no, comprising about 5 to 10 personnel, no, per team ito, at ang total nito is 250, no, na binanggit na niya ito, former PA, no. Pinapaulit ko lang sa iyo, no, kung alam mo ito.
I have no direct knowledge on the composition, Your Honor, because it did not come from your office.
Okay, pero yung mga travel authority, ikaw na nag-issue kasi may mga nailagay dito naisubmit naman na dito.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So dun sa naisubmit kasi, total about 250 ito. Kung hindi mo alam, yun yung naibigay mo, no? Naisubmit ka ko sana, no? Naisumite dito. So ito, yung tanong ko na lang na isa dito, Mr. Chair, nung huli kasi sinabi ni Perlita Mabasa, binuo nila ito para mapabilis ang distribution, no, nung tig-1,000 sa bawat botante. So, alam ko hindi ikaw ang nagsabi nito, pero hindi mo ba alam na ang naging role ng mga ito ay nag-distribute all over Cagayan ng tig-1,000?
I cannot recall anymore, Your Honor, because if that's 250 documents and I'm no longer with the provincial government, I would suggest maybe to verify it before I can answer it.
Hindi. Ang tanong ko hindi yung sa dokumento. Nung panahon na kasi ikaw pa rin ang PA nung panahon na ito, Mr. Sacrament, no, nang panahon na nag-distribute ito, kasagsagan ng kampanya, no, nag-distribute sila dito. No, lalo na, siyempre may umabot pa sa Sanchez Mira kung saan. Siguro naman hindi mo may kakaila yan na meron, di ba? Tama ba ako doon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ang gusto ko lang malaman ngayon, kung wala yung 250 na yan na tao, kaya ba nilang distribute lahat ito sa very short time, within 10 days?
It is the responsibility of the organized task force, Your Honor. So if they planned it, I cannot answer that directly.
Hindi. Tinatanong ko lang. Hindi ko naman inaano na may direct knowledge ko ano. Tinatanong ko lang kung wala lang yung 250, kaya nilang i-distribute yung ganong gargantuan amount, no, for the distribution.
I believe no, Your Honor.
Come again?
I don't think, Your Honor.
Yes. So very crucial yung 250. 'Di ba, na nabuong task force. Tama ba ako doon?
I would assume, Your Honor.
Yeah, thank you. So anyway, Mr. Chair, no, ito na-submit naman na lahat yung pangalan ng mga 250 na mga nag-distribute dito forming part of the task force, no, na ito tapos naman na validate naman na ito at na-submit na ni Ms. Perlita Mabasa noong August 2 pa mga kopya ng memorandum at travel order kasi nito. So, inaano ko lang at pinapakonfirm ko lang kay former PA ito para next time kahit hindi na siguro kayo kung i-move naman na hindi na kayo mag-attend next time. So at least naitanong ko dito Mr. Chair. And lastly, di ba pagka pagka may empleyado kang ibibigyan mo ng travel order outside ng Capitol grounds, 'di ba may justification usually 'yon kung anong gagawin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Pagka inutusan mo mag-distribute ng 1,000 per botante sa Santa Praxedes, meron ba silang allowance o sumisweldo pa rin ba sila dahil kahit outside ng trabaho nila supposedly?
I think if there's no employer-employee relationship, you cannot avail of the per diems, Your Honor. The travel of authority is purposely to authorize the travel, and they can use the vehicles and other logistical requirements. And number two, for them to be given at least allowance or per diem, Your Honor.
Okay. Kasi, Mr. Chair, yung 250 PA, kako na lang, for brevity lang. Yung 250 kasi is employed by the provincial government as, pag-submit. So, ako ay naniniwala dahil sa sinubmit nga ng mga data, no, na empleyado sila ng Kapitolyo, no, in whatever capacity. Yun yung binabanggit mo na kanina. Pero ang tanong lang, different departments kasi ito, no, katulad nun, merong from jail, no, provincial jail, no, nandito yata si Mr. Rugay, no, at kung yung mga tao niya i-assign mo sa ibang lugar na wala naman jail doon, pwede ba yun kung sakali?
I will be basing the approval of the Third Authority based on the documents presented, Your Honor.
Hindi, yes. Tanong ko lang, kung sa tingin mo, katulad sample lang, yung empleyado ng jail, dadali mo sa ibang area, no, na wala namang provincial jail doon. Posible ba 'yon?
It should be related to their mandate, Your Honor.
Taga-related. So kung hindi naman related, katulad nun, pagbibigay ng ayuda, no?
Unless otherwise they're member of the task force, Your Honor, and I cannot personally I cannot personally answer as to the validity because if there's a memorandum of memo ordering them to become member of the task force, I don't know if they will be on duty to that task force or will they still be working as jail guards, Your Honor.
Okay. So anyway, Mr. Chair, on that note lang, no, at least na-validate ko lang kay Mr. Sacrament yung sa task force, no? Ito naman, Mr. Darwin, submitted naman na to, kaya ako lang inuulit sa'yo para at least,
yes,
kasi ikaw ang PA nung panahon na yan
Opo.
No? Okay, sa tingin ko, Mr. Chair, yun lang ang kasi wala naman na tayong, na-cover naman na natin lahat to. Yeah. Lastly lang, Mr. Sacrament.
Yes, sir.
Nung panahon na nag-distribute din sila sa Sanchez, nagkataon kandidato din ang mother mo noon, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama, no? Yeah. So, pati asawa. Yeah. Tama ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. So, thank you very much,
thank you, sir.
Mr. Darwin Sacrament.
Thank you, Rep. Lara. Before I give the floor to Chairman Akop, Rep. Lara, okay ka na ba na in the next hearing we'll excuse na the employees of the province of Cagayan?
Ang sa akin, at this point, Mr. Chair, okay lang. Ang ko is during the appreciation of all what's happening here, kung meron lalabas, tsaka na lang natin siguro sila balikan.
Okay. So, tentative lang, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay lang. Pero gusto ko na rin matapos, Mr. Chair, sana kung tumupad lang sana ang COA sa usapan, no? Kasi hindi na namin iaano yung land bank dito sa totoo lang as far as I'm concerned, no? Kasi nag-usap na tayo, nag-agree tayo on the basis of your reports. No, kasi kung hindi na natin makukuha dito, no? May naman na tayo, antayin namin sana ang report. At yung commitment kasi napaka-frustrating lang sa part namin dito, no, COA, that yung mga promises and commitments nyo para only empty commitments, no, yun lang ang ano namin dito, no, kasi napaka-importante nitong ano natin. So anyway, Mr. Chair, yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
Before I give the floor to Chairman Akop, Land Bank, last hearing, you committed to submit to this committee the MOA, Memorandum of Agreement between the PGC and the Land Bank. Nandito ba? Nandyan ba? And the document, you also committed to submit to this committee the document with regards to the lateral transfer of the two employees of Land Bank. Nasubmit nyo na ba? Land Bank. You were required to submit it and you have commitment to this committee.
Sir, I'm sorry. As mentioned a while ago, I'm already a retired employee of Land Bank, so I do no longer have access to the records.
Oh,
Wala po kasi yung...
Porto.
Mr. Chair, yung mga documents po na regarding po sa lateral transfer, Mr. Chair, gusto lang po namin i-clarify na yung nangyari po ay hindi po, kung correct me if I'm wrong po, ang lateral transfer po, carry po namin yung position dun sa lilipatan namin. Ang nangyari po, Mr. Chair, nag-apply po kami on our own individual capacity sa vacant position po. Mr.
Oo
Chair.
nga, gano'n naman talaga po yung tanong before your entry to DOF, nag-resign ba kayo?
Meron po kaming letter of intent to transfer.
Oo, mayroon kang letter of intent to transfer. O di, yun pa rin yun.
Yes,
dapat submit nyo dito.
May copy po kami, Mr. Chair.
Oh, you were required last hearing na mag-submit kayo, ba't hindi nyo sinabit?
Mr. Chair, naghihintay po kami ng ng request, at least sa email
request mo
kung kanino po namin isasubmit yung documents.
Malinaw nung nakaraan na nag-commit kayo, isubmit nyo dito sa COMSEC.
Opo.
Wala nga naman isubmit nyo sa...
Opo. Pero nagdala po kami ng copies, Mr. Chair.
O, di submit nyo na.
Opo.
Ano ba yan? Certified true copy?
Yung copy po from land, yung sinabit po namin Land Bank, duly signed po. Pinint ko po siya, sinend po sa akin through email yung copy, file copy ni Land Bank.
Isabit mo na lang.
Po. Yes,
okay.
Po, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Dagdag ko lang, Mr. Chair, yung agreement na binanggit natin last hearing sa Land Bank. Yung pick-up deposit agreement, meron na? Oo, kasi
wala nga eh.
Meron din ba kayong
sabit lang?
Oh, kasi yung ibang, if it is within, ito na tanong ko sa Land Bank, pagka nag-withdraw ba in the name of a particular payee, no? Katulad ko sana, kung sakali, so example ko ng sarili ko, I am a employee of a provincial government, nagkas-advance ako sa inyo, may binigay na kas-advance sa akin, 15 million, payee ako, papadeliver ko sa Kapitolyo, pwede ba yon?
Mr. Chair, Your Honor, as a guideline, we only entertain requests of our clients.
Yes.
So, ang payee kasi, there are payees who are not clients of the bank. So, kung let's say, yung clients lang namin ang pwedeng makapag-request sa amin ng mga ganun kung may MOA.
So, narinig mo naman siguro yung mga previous deliberations natin na may mga deliveries kayo, di ba, sa provincial government na common, may yung iba nga, pinabubulaanan nyo na wala. Sabi ni Mr. Arugay noon, pumirma siya, hindi daw siya pumirma pero may encashment siya. Di ba? So, wala siyang ine-encash personally sa bangko, pero may encashment. So, on that particular na lang na transaction, no? Na sinasabi niyong dinala sa Capitol, no, yung pera. Pwede mo bang i-deliver yung encashment ni Mr. Arugay na wala siyang bank deposit, pick up deposit agreement sa inyo? Pwede ba yon?
Sir, just a clarification the transactions, all checks regarding those of questions were negotiated at other brands. Ako kasi it was just maintained in my branch. So ito yung...
So ibang bangko yon?
Yes, sir. It's at Capital Branch.
Iyan, tawagin na lang yung ibang ano? Hindi, ganito na lang, yes. So, yung ano na lang, very clear-cut answer lang. So kung ang payee, ang issuing depositor is PLGU Cagayan, okay? Ang signatory, kamo, is the governor and the provincial treasurer. Issue the payee to for a cash advance to one of the employees. Ang dapat, pag dineliver mo sa Capitol yan, dapat dun sa payee. Tama? Kasi yun na yung payee. Tama ba ako dun, manager?
Per my experience,
hindi. Tama ba ako dun? Kasi hindi naman ang payee, kasi kung ang mag-cash advance, yung governor, pangalan ng governor yan. Tama, mali?
Tama.
Kasi galing din ako bangko manager. Huwag mo din ako, sana sagutin mo lang ako ng ano dito. No? I'm not here to castigate you, okay? Gusto ko lang na iliwanag lang ito. Okay?
Yes,
kasi ang pagkakaalam ko, when it comes to payee, may particular name yan. Okay? Pag payee is Juan de la Cruz, kahit sinong Poncio Pilato yan, ang signatory, kung hindi naman siya yung nakapangalan at yung signatory ay may deposit, pick-up deposit o withdrawal agreement sa inyo, yun lang yun. Limited doon. Tama ba ako doon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Kapag nabigay mo yung payee, na ilagay mo yung pangalan ng payee, dapat yung payee mismo may deposit withdrawal agreement for pick-up sa inyo. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, yun lang, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much, Manager. No?
Thank you, ma'am. Chairman Akop, do you have something to... Please proceed.
This will not be the last hearing, Mr. Chair. Thank you. May I ask ASEC Benitez? In the context of law, sino po ba talaga ang depositor? Yung sa pondo ng mga LGU?
It is the LGU. In the case of the province of Cagayan, it is the province.
It is the province and depositor.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, who would be authorized to represent the province?
Well, the general rule states that the provincial or the local chief executive, in the case of the province, it is the provincial governor. Now, who should represent the province and sign and transact on behalf of the LGU with prior imprimatur or authorization from the Sanggunian, Your Honor.
And it is because of the authority given by the Sangguniang Palalawigan?
Yes, you're correct,
okay.
Your Honor.
Because the law says that the person who can waive yung kanyang secrecy sa bank deposit niya is the depositor. That is why I asked you to define ano ang depositor.
Well, it is understood in its literal and ordinary sense, Mr. Chair, as what you have articulated earlier, that the depositor should be the provincial government of Cagayan or the LGU itself, Your Honor.
Thank you. Comelec, meron po bang law, circular, or whatever na nagbabawal sa isang LGU na mag-contract ng loan during or before, during an election?
Wala po, Your Honor.
Wala.
Wala
so, any local government unit can contract a loan even before, for example, the election is in May, the local government unit can contract a loan on the last week of February?
Yes, wala po. Ganun.
Wala?
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Comelec. Now, COA, your authority comes from the provision of the Constitution, di po ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Under Article 9-D, Section 2, Paragraph 2. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I would like to emphasize yung authority nyo. This would include measures for the prevention and disallowance of irregular, unnecessary, excessive, extravagant, or unconscionable expenditures or uses of government funds and properties. Paano nyo matutupad itong jurisdiction nyo na ito na binigay ng ating saligang batas kung ganyan kayo kabagal mag-conduct ng mga investigasyon? Instead of preventing it, you're abetting it. What do you say?
Yes, Your Honor. We are aware that we have caused delay, Your Honor, but we will strive our best, Your Honor, to submit the reports.
Now, since you have admitted that you have not satisfied the guidelines that you have given us, now may I know what is your revised timelines?
Right now, Your Honor, as to the Bombo audit, Your Honor, we are already waiting for the approval of the fraud audit report.
Kung forever yung pag-antay ninyo, paano po? Kaya ko po tinatanong, what is your timeline?
Your Honor, we will be depending on the reviewing authority, Your Honor, within our institution.
So in
Your
other
Honor.
words, if the reviewing authority will approve it by December, doon pa lang? Ganun po ba yun ang ibig nyo sabihin?
Your Honor, they are also aware of the situation, Your Honor. So it will be released, Your Honor, as soon as possible.
Ano?
The fraud audit report will be released as soon as possible, Your Honor. And automatically, we will submit it to the Ombudsman, Your Honor.
Yeah, kasi meron tayong timeline na una na hindi nga nasunod yung timeline na dati. Na I'm asking, meron ba tayong panibagong timeline para mag-submit po kayo?
Your Honor, may I speak? After the SAT will submit the report to our higher officials, we will wait until such time they will approve our report. So with that question, we cannot give you the revised timeline. The most that we can do is to urge our officials to sign our report. I approve because we'll be the one to sign it.
Opo. Pero nung una, nagbigay kayo ng timelines
Yeah, I am
Hindi
sorry.
nyo kami binigyan ng rason na ganyan? Di po ba?
That was already behind my mind. I missed that activities that still to be accomplished.
May I know kung sino po yung reviewing authority ng inyong mga report?
Sino? In our case, Fraud Audit Office, it is Director for Estela Mercado.
She would be the one to review.
Yes, Your Honor.
And approve?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chair? May I move that we invite the head of the Fraud Audit unit of COA in the next hearing so that she will be the one to explain why there is such delay in the submission of the reports. So move, Mr. Chair.
There is a motion to invite the head of fraud audit team in the COA Central. Director
Estela Mercado.
Stella Mercado. Director
Yes, Your
Stella
Honor.
Mercado. Duly seconded. Hearing no objection, the chair is none. The motion is carried. COMSEC is directed to invite Director Stella Mercado in the next hearing. Please proceed, Chairman Ako.
So would it be correct on my part na isipin na pag hindi nyo natapos at na-submit tong report na ito, there will be no report to be endorsed to the Ombudsman or the DOJ? Would that be correct? For the filing of the appropriate cases?
Yes, Your Honor, but in my stint with the Fraud Audit Office, that case never happened.
Anong ibig niyo pong sabihin that
Our
these things-
fraud audit reports are forwarded to the Office of the Ombudsman.
Yeah, pero alam namin na dapat i-forward ninyo. Pero pag hindi nyo natapos yung report ninyo at dinelay ninyo, walang may forward na report sa Ombudsman or sa DOJ for the appropriate filing of case. For the filing of appropriate cases.
That will never happen, Your Honor.
Ha?
That will not happen, Your Honor.
Pwede ngang, I will agree with you, ma'am, na it will not happen. Pero when will it happen? Yun po yung katanungan. Kanina po yun eh. Kanina pa yun ang dinidiscuss natin eh. Di ba? Kasi nasa kamay ninyo kung bibilisan nyo o i-delay ninyo eh. Nasa kamay po ninyo. Hindi po ba?
We are adopting the sense of urgency also with this audit.
Sagutin nyo muna yung tanong ko, ma'am. Hindi po ba tama yung aking kaisipan?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Yes. Nasa inyo ang control kung madidelay o mapapabilis.
But our heads also imposes direct order for us to finish this activity.
1 year? Ang orders kanila?
Kasi
Yeah, we have
yung fraud audit for the provincial government, 1 taon na po eh. Anyway, pag hindi nyo rin natapos ang report ninyo, wala rin po kayong, hindi rin po makakarating itong problemang ito sa Civil Service Commission. Would that be correct also?
That is correct, but I think that projection will not happen, Your Honor.
It will not happen. It is happening, Madam. Opo, sa dami ng hearing namin dito, palaging COA ang may delay palagi ang report ng COA. Hindi lang po ako membro ng committee na ito. Marami pa akong committee na membro ako, nakikita ko yon.
Yes, but at this moment, Your Honor, the timeline is not within our power to say. That is why...
Oo nga, ngayon nyo lang ina-admit na hindi nyo kontrolado. Pero nung una, nagbibigay kayo ng timelines dito sa amin. Now, what was the basis of you giving us timelines? Tapos ngayon, sasabihin ninyo, hindi nyo kontrolado. Bakit kayo nagbibigay pa ng timeline nung una?
Recalling the situation that time, Your Honor, I was a bit confused and pressured to give the timeline.
Wala na pong argumento pag ganun, Mr. Chair. Marami pong salamat.
Thank you. But I am sorry for this disheartened views of your Honorable. Please, in behalf of the Commission on Audit, we will try our best, which in such a manner you always say your best may not be enough as our best, but in our case we will promise again.
Pasensya din po just in case na mag-file kami ng kaso. Pag walang kaso ang PGC dahil sa inyo, kayo may kaso dun sa committee report namin. Pasensyahan din po tayo, including Land Bank.
Not yet, Your Honor. And for that reason, I would like to take the necessary oath.
Please, COMSEC administer the oath. Thank you, Attorney. Please proceed.
Again, thank you very much, distinguished Chair, members, the honorable members of this committee. Now, the Secretary is very much now pleased and in gratitude for the invite given the department. But nevertheless, we would like to state a very important position of the department insofar as this issue in Cagayan is concerned. Now, I think everything emanated from the legality of an action coming from the Sanggunian that should have been encapsulated in a different perspective or in a different manner by which the provisions of the local government code has provided for that particular relationship. Now, the point is, now we always consider the local chief executive as the representative of the LGU when it comes to business transaction. If I local governance wherein business transactions in the local government unit is normally done through the local chief executive's office. And when it comes to this business transaction in representation of the LGU, then the corresponding imprimatur or the corresponding consent or authorization coming from the Sangguniang is also made a condition requirement, a condition requirement under the local government code. Now, this is provided in section 22 of Republic Act 7160. So if I did understand the facts of this controversy in Cagayan, now a direct action, for example, of the Sangguniang that will bind the province in a commercial transaction and all the concomitant obligations appurtenant thereto. Now, I think that that particular action is not consistent with Section 22. Now, in relation to the other provisions of the local government code, Mr. Chair.
And what can you explain why it is not consistent with Section 22 of the local government code?
Well, because Section 22 must be related with with other provisions in the code, such as now Section 445 on the now in the case of the municipalities, then 455 in the cities, and I think it is 465 in the case of the provinces, wherein now business transactions of the LGU, particularly in the province under Section 465, now should be done through the authority of the local chief executive, but should be subject or should be preceded by an authorization coming from the Sangguniang. To be specific, Mr. Chair, if it is on a matter of entering into a contract, for example, now the rule is now that particular contract should be entered into with prior authorization coming from the Sangguniang. So entering into a contract is a form of business transaction. It is an act that will bind the local government unit wherein the local chief executive is the official representative. But time and again, it is our position, and I think it is a basic postulate in law, that this particular capacity of the LCE should be done with authorization coming from the Sangguniang.
So, sir, if I try to put it, I try to simplify it by saying, can the governor on his own open a bank account without authorization from the Sangguniang?
Well, if that would entail opening or signing an agreement or negotiating, then the answer is no, because we have to abide by Section 22.
Okay. So, can the Sangguniang on its own authorize the release of the details of the bank transactions without the consent of the governor?
Well, that consent can be articulated in a law, in a collective action, which we normally denominate as an ordinance. Or now, if that ordinance, for example, has given authorization to the local chief executive, then I think that is already in itself a way of recognizing the legitimacy of the local chief executive's action or act of consummating or entering into an agreement, such as making a deposit or engaging in a simple deposit or mutuum, Mr. Chair.
What if, such as this particular case, it was a resolution issued by the Sangguniang requesting or authorizing the bank to release such details?
Now, although I believe that that is already a justiciable question, Your Honor, may I just postulate a stand indicative of my perspective as a lawyer?
As Assistant Secretary, go ahead, sir.
As a lawyer?
And as a lawyer, yes, sir.
All right. Following the dictum of the local government code, then I don't think that the Sangguniang represent or should represent the LGU in business transactions, like, for example, in an engagement wherein it will authorize the land bank to release certain documents that could somehow affect the provincial government.
So simply put, sir, it requires both to agree. Sanggunian and the governor. Can the governor on his own release the bank details?
Now, let me just introduce a different context of understanding it, Mr. Chair.
Sir, it's gonna confuse everyone who's listening to us. Can you just simplify the answers? Example, can the governor on his own release the details of a bank transaction? Yes or no?
Well, if the governor...
Again, yes or no?
Well,
And then you
no,
can
if there is
explain.
no, if he is not authorized under that particular transaction, then yes, if he is authorized, Mr. Chair.
So it's a no if it's not authorized by Sanggunian, and it's a yes if it's authorized by the Sanggunian also, correct?
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Chair.
So, but the Sanggunian also, on its own, cannot do so without the consent of the governor. Is that also correct?
Generally, yes, but I really would like to correct that context, sir, if you may, with your permission, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, whenever somebody in the local government unit exercises a function, now there is a sort of a provision on where this power resides. So whenever we talk, for example, of representing the LGU in transactions or in the business, because this is basically consistent with the power of the LGU to enter into agreements or contracts, then that particular authority resides in the local chief executive, as expressly provided in the law. But that particular authority is not exclusive on his part, because whether or before he can do this, Mr. Chair, then he has to obtain the imprimatur or the consent of the Sanggunian or the local legislative council, Mr. Chair.
So in this case, sir, was the OGCC, in your opinion po, as a lawyer and as the Assistant Secretary, correct in maintaining the position that Land Bank cannot release details without violating the Secrecy of Bank Deposits Act if it is only a resolution by the Sanggunian when without the authority or without the approval or consent of the governor?
Well, I have a different perspective on that, Mr. Chair.
How so, sir? What's the different perspective that?
Well, I always believe that the Sanggunian does not enjoy the power of directly transacting or entering into an agreement or into committing the LGU into a commercial transaction with any entity for that matter, because it does not have the power basically under the law.
It does not have the power to what, sir? Sorry?
To enter into an agreement, to sign.
Is releasing the bank details entering to a commercial agreement?
Well,
it is not.
I do understand from the facts of the legal opinion that there was a memorandum of understanding or memorandum of agreement, Mr. Chair. Anyway, you can correct me on this, because if there is a MOA or if there is an MOU, then that is already in the nature of a transaction, Mr. Chair.
No MOU. They just authorized the Land Bank to release it before this committee. The transactions of that account of the province.
I still maintain, Mr. Chair, that that is not within the enumerated functions or powers of the Sanggunian. Now, neither is that included in the catena of powers that are allowed to be exercised by the highest administrative officer of the Sanggunian, who is the presiding officer or the vice governor, Mr. Chair.
But if you say that, I'm sorry, this is getting to be more, but I just want to be clear on it. Kasi on his own, the governor cannot do so, right? Tama po ba? Kung ang governor lang, without the authority from the Sanggunian, cannot release the bank details also. Correct?
Yes, subject to that position that I have stated earlier, Mr. Chair.
Without the authority given to him.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yes. And the Sanggunian on their own also cannot do so without the consent of the governor. Is that also incorrect?
Let me just correct the context. The Sanggunian cannot do so because it does not have the power.
It does not have the power. Yet it has the power to authorize the governor to enter into transactions like opening a bank account.
Yes, that is correct, Mr. Chair.
So wouldn't that also be within their powers? Kasi sila na nga nag-authorize the governor to open the bank account. Why can't they authorize the governor to reveal the bank details?
Then authorizing the governor to release or disclose the bank details
to allow
the
bank to release the bank details.
Now, if it is goes through the governor, then I think that is very much valid. It is legally plausible. But if it is a direct command or a countermand to the LBP or the Land Bank of the Philippines to disclose that information, I don't think that that particular power sits well with the Sangguniang or the Sangguniang Panlalawigan.
Can the governor on his own oppose the resolution passed by majority of the members of the board?
A resolution in general, Mr.
Yes,
Chair?
sir.
Well, I don't think so, because a resolution is a mere sentiment. It is an expression or a sentiment on the part of the Sangguniang. If we are going to consider or discuss the legislative output of the Sangguniang, a resolution basically is something that the members of the Sangguniang now express by way of sentiment or postulating an opinion or stand, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
the authority given to the governor to open a bank account, is it through a resolution?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Then shouldn't it also be a resolution authorizing him to disclose these details? Because you're saying na it's just the sentiments. It is the same sentiments that authorized him to open a bank account. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr.
So why
Chair.
can't it be the same way to authorize him to reveal the bank details?
Well, because that is not given as an authority or a function to the Sangguniang. Again, let me just state a basic point in local governance, Mr. Chair. Now, we observe the rule of strictissimi juris when it comes to the local government code. Because whenever we talk of the powers of the Sangguniang, now these powers are to be understood in the strict sense. That is why the local government code is very particular on the matter of ultra vires and intra vires. Now, precisely because the Sangguniang cannot just exercise powers that are not extant under the law, considering that the Sangguniang is a mere creature of Congress, and it has to observe what are those powers given unto them by law. Now, it cannot be reversed, Mr. Chair.
Kaya nga, parang nahihirapan ako to understand po, Assistant Secretary, on why they could authorize the governor to open the bank accounts and not authorize the governor to release the bank details. Parang hindi ko makonek na if that power is for them to authorize the governor to enter into commercial transactions, including the opening of a bank account, why can't they also, through the same power?
All right. Again, allow me, Mr. Chair, to state once more the provision of the local government code vis-a-vis the power of the local government units to enter into contracts. Now, the authority to enter into contracts prescinded from Section 22. This is part of the corporate powers of the LGUs or the local government unit. And central to this provision is the authority given to the local chief executive. Now,
You already said that, sir. Ang akin kasi, sinabi mo rin kanina, tinanong ko
Yes, sir.
Can the governor on his own release it? You also said no without the resolution of the Sangguniang. And
Yes,
when I said that the Sangguniang asked the governor to release it, he said no because it's not the part of the powers. So I'm confused po. The governor can if he has the resolution of the Sangguniang, but the Sangguniang cannot ask the governor to release it. So
Mr. Chair,
it doesn't work the other way around.
No, Mr. Chair, it's not actually a question of working the other way around. It is a matter of granting which authority or what kind of authority is to be granted in favor of the local chief executive. Now, we are talking here of entering into contracts, in particular in Section 22. Now, whenever the local chief executive is given that authority to enter into a contract, then that particular option or authority should be preceded by an authorization coming from the Sangguniang. So when the Sangguniang opted, for example, now to have or to allow the governor to open a bank account with any banking institution, now that is in effect now would result into a consummation or negotiating agreement or entering into a contract. And for which case the Supreme Court was very clear on this in Kasimbing and in 2022 the case of the municipality of Corella, that there should be a prior authorization that should come from the Sangguniang, Mr. Chair. So it will be totally a different story. Now, if you are talking of the Sangguniang directly or the Sangguniang now directing the local chief executive to release or to disclose. Now, these are two different things. Now, one is a contract. Now, the other one is a mere directive to disclose. So, basically, we are not polarizing our contentions now in a perspective wherein we can be aligned with the local government code. So, let me just state the rule in Section 22. Now, when it comes to business transaction, now the representative on behalf of the LGU is the governor. Now, for transactions such as signing agreements or contracts, now signing documents as required by law, then the law further mandates that there should be a prior authorization emanating or coming from the Sanggunian. So it does not apply to all other instructions or actions. Now, it should be limited to the confines of those which are provided or circumscribed under Section 22 of the Local Government Code, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so sir, then OGC was right na hindi nga pwede ma-release ni Land Bank just by their resolution because, as you said, the local government only grants the Sanggunian the authority to allow the governor to enter into bank commercial transactions, not any other things that may be required of him to do.
It would appear that way, Your Honor, because we cannot see any undertaking here pertaining to an agreement or a contract.
Okay. So thank you, sir. Is COA present, Mr. Chair?
COA.
Your Honor, good afternoon, Your Honor.
The last hearing kasi, I expressed our concern on why it was taking COA so long to come up with some form of findings based on the request for a fraud audit. And can we have an update on the commitments given to us by COA that they will be submitting such and such on the particular date?
First, good afternoon, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, and honorable members of the committee. First and foremost, Your Honor, we seek the indulgence of the honorable committee for the excusable delay committed by the SAT.
Before you continue, sir, can you state for the record what was the commitment made by COA in the previous hearings?
May I ask the SAT, Your Honor, for the schedule first? Your Honor, according to our records, the SAT committed to submit their fraud audit report on August 20 and for the Bombo Radio audit, and September 15 for the financial assistance audit, Your Honor.
Okay, now, and what is the status of these things that you committed to submit August 20 and September 15? I think that is why we scheduled this hearing on September 16, precisely because it was a day after that you were supposed to be submitting some form of updates.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. As of now, Your Honor, the draft fraud audit report of the Bombo Radio audit, Your Honor, was already submitted for review. Last September 13. The draft fraud audit report, Your Honor, of the Bombo Radio audit. Well, the financial assistance audit, the SAT is still awaiting for the comments of the provincial government of Cagayan. Considering that they requested for an extension of their submission of the comments, which is due today, actually. They requested for extension, and our office granted for a 5-day extension, so they will be submitting their comments on September 23.
Okay, now let me explain why we have been harping on this issue now. Because, una, we don't want to delay it any further. No? We don't want to call for more hearings like this and while we're waiting for the COA audit report, because this will really be the ultimate findings that we need to come up with a committee report. And we also want it before the filing of the certificate of candidacy, because we don't want to put any political color to any of the committee reports that we will be coming out with. And that's why we asked for a commitment on the part of COA as to when they could submit this para matapos na rin natin tong ano. I mean, you've been coming back here for several times na po, and we don't want to keep siguro asking people to come back. And that is why we asked for a commitment on the part of COA. And that commitment was given that it will be submitted at particular dates in which none have reached this committee yet. No, so I hope you understand our frustration also, COA rep, no? Kasi tumatagal lalo tong hearing na to eh. It should have been wrapped up a long time ago, no? So what would you suggest that we do, no? COA?
Your Honor, again, we seek the indulgence for our excusable delay, Your Honor. However, since the Bombo Radio audit is already in its final stage, Your Honor, the draft report is undergoing review. May we ask the Honorable Committee to compel the PGC to submit their comments as soon as possible, Your Honor, with regard to the financial assistance audit? Since that is the document that the SAT, Your Honor.
Again, no? Let me repeat this. I said this before. You know, the issues here, there are no contestable issues. They admitted everything. They admitted that they released this amount. They admitted that there was no exemption given by COMELEC. They admitted that several members of the provincial government employees were assigned to distribute the funds. Ano pang kailangan yung what else do you need? Why would it? I understand also the observance of due process and the periods to comply with. But ang tagal. Sobrang tagal talaga.
Your Honor, the SAT acknowledges the observation of the Honorable Committee, Your Honor. We are striving to complete the audit, Your Honor, as soon as possible.
Let me repeat it lang, ha. The provincial government did not contest the allegations that they released this amount. The provincial government did not contest the total amount released. The provincial government did not contest that they used several employees to release these amounts. Ano pang? And they also admitted na wala silang COMELEC exemption. So what else is there to resolve? Congressman Lara. Yeah.
Clarification ko lang. Chair, kasi nung July na meeting natin, COA ang nagsabi na mag-submit sila eh. Okay? Very clear yun, COA, nung nagkaroon tayo ng meeting. And nung last na ano natin dito, committee hearing natin, kayo po nagbigay ng date kung kailan kayo magsasubmit na lahat ng considerations ay napag-usapan natin. So kayo po nagsabi nun, hindi po ang committee. So nagtataka na ako, Mr. Chair, ngayon, ito na yung sinasabi ng COA. All the points na nire-raise nyo ngayon, we've pointed that dun sa last na hearing natin or dun sa meeting natin. So hindi po ako makapaniwala, Mr. Chair, ngayon na biglang irarason nila bakit sila nagsabi na August 20. Kayo na nga nagsabi nun. And of course, yung pangalawa, yung sa Bombo, yung August 20. At yung pangalawa is September 15. So siguro maliwanag naman po yun na nasabi nyo. Yun lang, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Lara. COA, what are the next steps that we will be like waiting for?
Your Honor, for the Bombo Radio audit, we will be waiting for the approval of the fraud audit report, Your Honor. From now, Your Honor, onwards, we will be awaiting for the reviewing authority. Our reviewing authority, Your Honor. As to the fraud audit report, Your Honor, we are awaiting for the comments of the provincial government of Cagayan for their comments.
The deadline is supposed to be today?
Yes, Your Honor, but they requested for extension.
How many times have they requested for an extension?
Only once, Your Honor.
Only once.
We have given them 5 days, which will be due on September 23.
September 23.
After that, Your Honor, the fraud audit report will be submitted for review.
And then it will be submitted for review pa?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, well, anyway, wala tayong magawa. Ganyan talaga.
Magawa tayo dyan.
Wow, yeah.
Mamaya.
It's a budget season, di ba? So, anyway, I'm sure sawang-sawa na rin kayo sa mga pagmumukha namin. No? but it's something na it's crucial po kasi for us to reach a conclusion on these things and for us to come up with legislation to correct whatever it is na kulang sa current legislation natin, no? And I hope you understand why we've been parang siguro rushing you to come to a conclusion din on your investigations, because we all want this to be over and done with. We want this to be over and done with before the election season starts, to erase any color of political activities here or partisan politics here in our committee hearings po. I hope you understand din po na bakit ginaganon kayo. Okay? So thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Your Honor.
Man, just comment lang doon sa kasi tama si Chairman Kate, kayong nag-commit noon August 20 yung Bombo audit. Tapos September 15 yung sa PGC. Kayo nag-commit noon. You're telling us na yung Bombo Radio August 20 until now under review? Mag-isang buwan na?
No, Your Honor, it was submitted to our reviewing authority on September 13 last week.
Oh, kita mo? But you commit to us na August 20 tapos na.
Yes, Your Honor, the SAT tried to accomplish its commitment, Your Honor. However, due to third-party validations which were delayed in their submissions, Your Honor.
Dito ako, nagdududa na ako sa inyo. Kasi may get ng isang taon na to. Oh, di ba sabi nyo na may review kayo at saka amendments, possible amendments doon sa fraud audit guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, hindi rin kayo nag-submit. Nag-submit ba kayo?
Your Honor, it is still our director.
Ay, nako.
Confidential, Your Honor.
Ikaw
Yes, Your Honor.
Nag-commit ka dito.
Yes, Your Honor.
May higit isang buwan. Hanggang ngayon wala pa. O ba't tayo nyo talaga mag-submit dito?
Regarding the draft memorandum, Your Honor, it's still being reviewed by our...
That was also what you stated last hearing. Kaya nga pinapasubmit sa inyo kasi sabi mo under review. Ngayon under review pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, anong yes, Your Honor?
Right now, Your Honor, I don't...
Under review pa rin?
Yes, Your Honor.
O ito pasensyahan tayo dito. Pagdating sa plenary, dahil sa inyo, ipapadiper yung budget nyo. Tuesday next week daw, sabi ni Gov. Papadiper ko budget nyo pag hindi nyo nasabit. Tingnan natin. Ayun yung gustong language na gusto nyo. O di sige. Nag-commit kayo August 20. Tapos ngayon, under review. Tapos, yung PGC, binigyan nyo ng 5 days. Tapos yung guidelines na hiningi namin, amended guidelines, wala. Nag-commit din kayo. Ay, nako.
Your Honor, Mr. Chair, with the guidelines, Your Honor, we will try to seek the approval for its release, Your Honor.
Pag nakausapin ko lang si Chairman Cordoba, pag naibigay sa amin diretso, mamalasin kayo. Kasi pag wala ang mga documenting yun, ay papaka-deeper ko talaga yung budget mo. Titindigan ko sa plenary, bahala kayo dyan. Of course. September 1, October 1 filing na. Ilan na lang ngayon? Tapos, sasabihin na naman yung mga politiko sa Cagayan na namumulitika. Pag lumabas yung audit report, within sa period ng filing o after the filing. Kaya nga minamadali natin to. Tsaka hindi sa amin ang problema, kayo nag-commit. Di ba? Oh. Ngayon, pag kinausap namin, Chairman Cordoba, sabi namin nag-commit kayo. Ayun, yun pala hindi kaya. O anong mangyayari? Yes, Congressman Lara.
Actually, Chair, nung meeting, very lenient ang committee natin. Of course, nung nag-meeting tayo with the COA, kayo mismo present doon, di ba? Lahat ng mga factors that will cause the delay, pinag-usapan na natin. At kayo mismo ang nagsasabi ng mga dates, number of days, kung kailan nyo ilalabas. Wala naman kaming kinalaman lahat doon sa mga dates eh. All the dates are provided by you in consideration sa lahat ng mga pwedeng sirkumstansya na madidelay, Mr. Chair. No? Kasi napag-usapan natin na wag natin paabutan ito sa filing kasi ang mangyayari na dito, baka sasabihin, political na tayo. Okay? Kasi siguro maintindihan mo, nangyari lahat ito 2022 election. Kaya nga, kayo na mismo, hinayaan namin kayo na kayo mismo ang mag-commit ng mga dates ayon sa proseso ninyo. Ang problema pa ngayon, no? Kayo nagsabi ng date, may binabanggit ka na naman rason o bago ka pumunta dito, nag-verify ka ba doon sa sinasabi mo? Kung anong status? Kasi parang pinapasa mo na eh. Doon sa kung saan mo man iniwan yung report na yan. Di ba? Kasi parang pinapalabas mo dito sa committee, Mr. Chair, na it is beyond their control itong situation na ito, when in fact, they were the ones who provided the days. Very clear yun. Tama o mali ako dito, COA?
Yes, Your Honor. You are correct, Your Honor.
So anong gagawin natin ngayon? Dahil yung mga binanggit nyo, hindi naman kayo tumupad doon sa pinag-usapan natin na commitment ninyo. No, kasi very vital ito. Kasi kung nakikinig ka kanina, COA, hanggat pwede, ite-terminate na sana natin ito. No, kasi napakatagal na itong hearing natin at very crucial yung mga reports ninyo. Kasi we will file the necessary charges if needed. And on the basis of your findings, we will file the necessary legislation. Diba? Yun naman yung purpose natin dito. Tama ba yun, COA?
Yes, Your Honor. We understand the situation, Your Honor.
So ngayon, ano na ang kwan natin? Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you, Congressman Lara. Just to put it into context, kailan nag-request ng special fund audit for this particular matter? Baka sabihin nila last June lang, di ba? So, para alam din ng tao kung kailan yun.
September pa.
Your Honor, from our records, we received the office order, Your Honor, is dated September 13, 2023.
So September last year pa po,
yes,
di ba? So di ba, and again, we reiterate our frustrations na it takes that long to last year, no, to have the output, no, expected from these are acts complained of that took place in elections of 2022 pa. Di ba? Mag-elections na naman, hindi pa resolved. And we want some kind of closure to this, no? Not only as a closure of the complaints, but also to ensure that this act will not be repeated by any other local government unit. Hindi lang po Cagayan. Oo. That is one of the things that we're after for, no? Para at least we could set a precedent na if you violate the laws, then there will be some form of accountability, di ba? And you do not violate the law to get away with things like winning an election. Diba? Something like that. No? Para sa amin, positive yung outputs that we want to get from all this. No? Para at least may matutunan ang lahat. Hindi lang po ang province of Cagayan, but for all the other local government units na concerned po.